You clicked on this video because you want to perform, but sometimes you get too nervous, maybe so nervous you don't even want to go on stage. Well, my name is Benjamin Myers, and I've been a professional musician for over 30 years, and I understand this problem. I've been through it, and I will help you with this. Please stick throughout the whole video because I'm going to give you concrete ways to address the problem that will help you perform the way you want to, giving yourself to the audience through your art. You became a performer not just because you love the art, but also because you love performing. So isn't it ironic that when you get on stage, you feel nervous, and then that gets in the way of giving this art and sharing it with other people? Well, this is totally understandable. It means that you care. That's the first thing that you should know. You actually care how you sound when you go on stage. I like to call this bulletproofing. I know other artists call this as well. And what we're going to do when we bulletproof is to make sure that what we've prepared for the audience is what we actually give them when we go on stage. So the first thing we're going to do is practice in total physical relaxation as we play. The music that we're playing expresses all sorts of emotion, from calm to high drama. But physically, we have to remain calm, because if we let those emotions overtake us, it could affect us physically. The thing to understand is that we're not trying to avoid being nervous. If we keep saying, I don't want to be nervous, I don't want to be nervous, that's just going to make us more nervous. The goal instead is to have an inner calm and an inner peace so that we can express ourselves. And that means that we're going to be dealing with the symptoms, and they'll be different for each of us. But one thing that's a common thread is that our heart rate goes up and that we tend to tense up. So if we can practice in relaxation as we prepare for the concert, we'll be in a great position when we go on stage, because that's what our body will be used to. As you practice the music, you're preparing for the performance. You start with a good position. Shoulders aren't thrown back, but you're not hunched over. They're just relaxed. Your head's relaxed. You're breathing deeply. Get into the position you want. Before you play, take a deep breath. Breathe out and begin. The moment you feel any tightness coming up anywhere in the body, stop, maybe even freeze in that position. Relax, deep breath, and continue. You're practicing in the relaxation, just like when you put hand cream on your hands. You don't just do one or two wipes and that's it. You have to rub it in. You have to work it into your skin. Well, this is what you're doing from the moment you start the next program that you're going to be performing, even if it's just a 2-minute piece. Insist that practicing in relaxation is just as important as anything else. It's just as important as practicing dynamics, articulation, phrasing, emoting, anything. The next thing that's going to help you with stage fright, anxiety, or whatever you want to call it, is having a realistic idea of how you actually sound. And so what I want you to do is, as you're preparing for your concert, record yourself in little snippets, even a video recording like this. You want to know what you actually sound like, not what you think you sound like. And when you're performing, you're just way too busy to get a realistic picture of that until you've done this for many years. And even I, as a professional, still do this before performances. Okay, how should you do this? I would start with small sections, maybe just a few measures. Push the record button and just play. Don't worry about it. Then listen and watch and get a realistic idea. Now, in the beginning, it's really hard to hear what you're doing. But if you're doing this early enough, you just tell yourself, I still have several weeks before the performance. It'll be fine. Now, mark in the music, where did you make a mistake or what do you want to improve? And go back and practice it. But again, make sure you're practicing in that relaxation. You're practicing in that calm. Even if the emotion of the music is agitated or dramatic, physical calm, you're the calm within the storm. You project that emotion to others, but you physically remain relaxed. Now, at first, again, you're just going to do those small snippets. You're not going to do huge sections. Later, as you get closer to the performance, you'll want to record longer sections of it. At this point, you're getting a more and more realistic picture from what you think you sound like and what you actually sound like. And the goal is to bring them ever closer, but always being as objective as possible and coming back. And when you make the corrections, don't fall into the trap of, oh, I've got to get this right. This is wrong. Now you see how I look? My shoulders are up. I'm all tight. This is not going to help your practice. Relax and objectively work on those things in a systematic way, always maintaining your calm. Here, what I want to emphasize is that you're training yourself to be a relaxed person even when you're performing. Now, why is this important? We fall back on our habits. If when you practice something, you're always nervous or in a hurry trying to get it done, when you go on stage, how do you think you're going to feel? But if you've made all the associations with this music, relaxed and calm ones, physically calm, mentally centered, and projecting the music from that, then when you go on stage, if you feel those symptoms of anxiety coming, that's fine. You say, I'm nervous. I thought I'd be nervous. It's not a big deal. What you don't do is say, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. Instead, you say, I know how I should feel during this. I'm going to relax and breathe. Here's a weird concept that really will help you. You can't do a don't. You can't say, don't be nervous. That doesn't make sense. What you say in your practice and in your performance is, I'm relaxing my shoulders. I'm reducing the stress in my arms. I'm breathing deeply. I'm raising the back of my head. I'm extending my neck. You take positive, actual actions that you know have reduced stress in the past. And if you've been practicing this way all the way up to the performance, that's the habit that you'll fall back on, not this nervous, tense way of playing. This is the key thing. You understand that you're not trying to avoid nerves. You're just saying nerves happen and that's normal. But I've trained myself to be relaxed. I've done it from the beginning of when I started practicing these pieces, right through all my run-throughs, right to now, this performance. And if I feel my shoulders going up, I've trained them to go down. I've trained my breathing. I've done it specifically in these pieces I'm playing right now. That's going to give you a ton of confidence. But to further bulletproof yourself, you even want to simulate the performances. I would suggest doing 3 run-throughs, with the first run-through being at least 2 weeks before the performance, if you can manage it. For that first run-through, you don't need to record yourself. You're being very kind. You're just going to play through everything. You're not going to stop for any reason. And whatever happens, you just accept it. Now, after that performance, you can go back, pour yourself a cup of tea, sit down with the music, and in an objective and loving way, think of how you did, what you can do to improve. You still got plenty of time. Then go back to the sort of practicing we were talking about, the little small sections with practicing and relaxation, the breathing, all of that. Then the second performance would be maybe about a week before the actual concert performance. And there you would record yourself. But again, you let it happen. Whatever happens, happens. But you'll find that since you've already done it once, you now are starting to feel familiar with it. For this second performance, if at all possible, do it in the concert hall that you're going to play in. If that's not possible, do it in as large of a space that mimics that concert hall as possible. Wear what you're going to wear. Wear a suit, because you got to get used to the way the suit jacket feels. Wear the high heels if that's what you're wearing. Whatever you're wearing that day, you want to bring that on now so it's not new on the day of the performance. Now for the third performance, you've gone from performing and then going back for a few days of practice in the way we started with that relaxation and breathing and all of that. And then another performance wearing the clothes and shoes and everything that you will perform in. This third performance, you're going to do it one more time. You can maybe invite a few friends too to simulate, here's an audience coming now. You see where I'm going with this? We practice every day. What we don't do every day is perform. Unless you're a concert artist touring, giving 200 concerts a year, it's not as familiar a feeling as just your regular practice. And now we've done these run throughs, we're getting used to performing. So now for this third run through, you're going to record it, maybe invite a few friends, again in the concert hall if you can. And as you're performing, don't forget, go back when you feel a symptom coming. Don't say, oh no, don't be nervous. Instead, you say, relax the shoulders, breathe, find those countermeasures to bulletproof you. I promise you, this will work. This will help you. Remember, you have to change your mindset. You're not getting rid of the nerves. The nerves don't go away. But what they do become is familiar. So you say, I'm nervous, but that's okay. I can still play. I can still share my art with the audience. And we do that from day one when we start practicing for the performance. By practicing in those things that counteract the symptoms of stage fright or stage anxiety. Now, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with others who are on the same path as us. And I would also love it if you would leave some comments down below, because I think we can help each other along the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.